By the time you could recite the quadratic formula in your sleep, nobody showed you why doubling something just a few times can feel like magic and madness. We mastered straight line rules, but the real world runs on curves that shoe upward. Today, you'll unlock the single mindset shift that schools skipped: exponential thinking. Stick around in the comments. Tell me about one thing in your life that suddenly exploded beyond all expectation. Imagine you walk 1 meter every minute. At that pace, an hour gets you 60 meters. No! Earth shattering. Now imagine you double your distance every minute. 1 meter, then 2, then 4, 8, 16. Suddenly, by minute 10, you've covered over 1,000 meters, and by minute 20, you're halfway around the world. Linear growth adds a fixed amount. Exponential growth multiplies and multiplies again. That tiny twist in perspective turns small habits into rocket ships. Let's revisit the ancient chessboard legend. A king promised rice to his wise subject. 1 grain on the first square, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, and so on. By the time he reached the 44th square, the rice piled higher than mountains, and the kingdom couldn't fulfill the promise. A number so small, it barely registers at first, becomes a tidal wave of grains. That's exponential power in action. No algebra class ever made this story feel urgent. Fast forward to modern times and Moore's Law. Computing power doubles roughly every 2 years. In the 60s, computers filled entire rooms. Today, your pocket phone outthinks astronauts of yesteryear. The relentless doubling underpins everything from artificial intelligence to genetic engineering. Yet we still plan our careers, savings, and habits as if tomorrow will be the same as today. Understanding this curve is your ticket out of surprise and into foresight. Let's bring it home with habits and money. Picture walking 1,000 steps today. If you double that each day in 10 days, you'll be up to over 1 million steps before fitness trackers even knew what hit them. Now swap steps for savings. Start with just $10. Compound that with a modest interest rate or reinvested profits. And decades later, you're looking at real wealth, no lottery ticket required. Tiny actions stacked exponentially. Redefine what possible means? Ready for a quick exercise? Grab a sheet of paper and pick one metric. Hours you spend learning, pages you read, or social media followers gained. Write today's number. Then sketch what happens if it doubles every week for a month. That curve will stay flat for a while, then skyrocket. That inflection point when impact leaps off the page is where most people don't plan. Seeing it on paper flips a switch in your brain. Exponential effect shape. Big picture risks. Climate change, it may feel gradual 1 degree here, 1 degree there, but feedback loops can push temperatures past tipping points in ways no straight line forecast predicts. Pandemics spread the same way. 1 person infects 2, then 4, then 8. Before you know it, entire countries are locked down. Recognizing exponential threats lets you act earlier, smarter, and with less panic. How do you adopt exponential thinking full-time? First, scan for any doubling trend around you. User growth, viral content, supply shortages. Second, Model it simply as x dose, where n is time intervals. Third run, what-if scenarios? When will that number outpace your resources? Plan for the curve. Instead of the line, put you 2 steps ahead of everyone still. Stuck on straight line forecast. 3 practical tips to start today. Pick 1. Micro habit reading 10 pages. Saving $2 and track it weekly. Ultimate reinvestment or savings, so your money compounds without you thinking twice. Learn what platform or tool that's growing exponentially. Blockchain, renewable energy, so you ride the wave, not just Italiano. These small shifts compound into an unstoppable advantage. Consider this real-world win. A blogger who posted twice a week grew from a handful of readers to over 1 million in 18 months. Each post doubled traffic, each shared doubled exposure, and soon the whole internet was tuning in. Schools never showed us how powerfully ideas can multiply until now. So here's your challenge. Pick 1 habit, 1 investment, or 1 skill. Double it, then double it again. Share your first forecast in the comments, and let's map our exponential futures together. If this reshaped your view, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the curve is only starting.
See, from a single tiny seed, a revolution grew that would change humanity forever. Imagine a time when we were nomads, constantly chasing our next meal. Then, a discovery, a grain of wheat, held in a hand, was not just food for today, but a promise for tomorrow. This was the dawn of agriculture. By learning to domesticate plants, we put down roots. No longer nomads, we became farmers. This stability led to food surpluses, which fueled the rise of the first cities, the invention of writing, and the formation of complex societies. Seeds traveled along trade routes like the Silk Road, transforming diets and economies across continents. Fast forward to modern times. Scientific breakthroughs like the Green Revolution dramatically increased crop yields, feeding billions. Today, we face new challenges, developing seeds resilient to climate change. The story of civilization is written in the seeds we sow. What we plant next will define our future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of human ingenuity.
Subscribe.